Hey guys, it's Heather here with Underwater Panther, and I am moving on along in my Aquarian or INTJ video series. I'm not sure where I want my mic right now. Anyways, I am dealing with a cold, so I'm very nasally, and I do apologize for my voice. I am trying to power through this. I am making my videos longer than I thought, but I kind of like this style better. And so I am on my fourth video in this current series. I am promoting my emotional mastery guidebook that I recently launched, and I will be getting that on Amazon because this is the first book that I've created with journal prompts. And I absolutely love this style of book. I created it in Canvas. I taught myself how to use Canvas, and I'm loving the software. So, anywho, this will be a longer format of a video. I will be pulling information from my ebook on this specific topic. And today's topic is about introversion isn't isolation, making space for connection. So we're diving into introversion for the Aquarian or INTJ. My prior video was about nihilism, existential crisis, and the what's the point trap. So if you're interested in that topic, do check out the prior video. And so, do you crave alone time but still wish for genuine connection? You can have both. Introversion means you recharge alone, but true connection is still vital. Saturn equals your boundaries. You need space to process and grow. The 11th house for Aquarius seeks community with like-minded souls. Extroverted thinking finds fulfillment in purposeful collaboration. And introverted feeling equals your values, authentic connections over superficial socializing. This light is kind of driving me insane. It's like right in my face. I don't know if I can I don't know. I think it is what it is right now. But I think I'm going to adjust this a little more. I apologize. Okay, good enough. All right, so science. INTJs or Aquarians thrive with small, meaningful tribe, not with surface level mingling. Example, saying no to a party, but lighting up during a deep one-on-one conversation. So the takeaway here is protect your energy. Don't neglect your need for bonds. So my ebook workbook includes a connection inventory for your ideal circle, and I will be getting into the ebook after this section of the video. So, have you ever had someone say you're so quiet, like it's a big thing, or been called a hermit for just needing a day to yourself? Let's set the record straight. Introversion is not the same as isolation. And for Aquarius or INTJ types, it's actually the key to real connection. Today, we're diving into the truth about introversion, especially if you're an Aquarius or INTJ. Because if you've ever felt like you should be more social, but all you want is a night with your own thoughts, you're not weird. You're wired for selective connection, and when you use it right, it's your superpower for finding real, lasting bonds without losing yourself. So yes, I'm an Aquarian or INTJ Mercury astrologically, and so my ego is very heavy with the introversion. I'm a very introverted person, probably more so than normal. Normal, we're like the outcast of society, but I was raised on a farm out in the middle of nowhere. I tell people that I literally come from a hole. And Yeah, so I'm a very, very introverted. I'm very, very selective with who I open up to in my own life. And so I definitely wanted to break this down because you are not alone, and I want you to understand this a little bit better. So let's talk about what introversion actually means, Aquarius or INTJ style. You process the world internally first, ideas, feelings, everything. Crowds, small talk, or forced events, instant energy drain. But one-on-one deep conversations, creative projects, or even group chats where you can lurk, that's where you shine. So I don't know if any of you get into the human design. I am a projector, and I have realized that a lot of people that do this work, like Mina Irfan, she's also introverted, although she is a Sagittarius, her ego. Sagittarius are actually, I call them the external version of Pisces. Both personality types are introverted. Now, projectors, we're very, very sensitive to our external environment, noises, people in general. Our nervous system gets overstimulated very easily. Like when I do mundane shopping for like groceries and such, I just get in and get out. I'm not really like, I've had so many people wave at me and I didn't even like see them or realize. I'm just like in and out. I'm not really wanting to conversate with people. It's just it's a thing. So you're not alone. Um, Introverts are actually, I can't remember the exact percentage, but we are a very, very minority. Introverts are very few and far between. So we live in an extroverted world. And so people don't understand us. Our like energetic battery can be drained very quickly. And some people take that personally. They're like, oh, okay, well, this person's stuck up or whatever the case may be. But it's just a thing. So we're here talking about it. So real life example. Maybe you went to a party, smiled, nodded, and then needed 3 days of Netflix and memes to recover. Or you canceled plans and felt secretively relieved. Here's a secret. You're not antisocial necessarily. You just crave meaningful connection. Astro-Psychological insight. INTJs and Aquarians are system builders. You connect over ideas, not just emotions. Your introverted feeling child function wants authenticity. Your air side wants intellectual stimulation. When connection is real and low pressure, you recharge through it. When it's fake or forced, you shut down. Problem or challenge. But here's the challenge. Society often rewards the loudest voice, the most visible presence. You get asked, why don't you call more? Or why do you disappear? Such a huge problem. Introverts absolutely cannot stand being on the phone. Like phone calls, I have to prep myself for phone calls. um, Gosh, it's hard. It's hard to reach out through phone calls. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a thing. So anyways, and the disappearing act, I definitely recharge for a day or two or days on end. It's a real thing. So you might feel guilty for ghosting people or worse, push yourself to socialize and then crash hard. How do you balance connection and solitude without guilt? Step 1. Own your rhythm. Tell people, if I disappear, it's just me recharging. I'll be back. Schedule solo time on your calendar before you get overwhelmed. Step 2, redefine socializing. Connection doesn't have to mean parties or big groups. It could be sending a meme, a voice note, or working on a project together. Some of your best bonds will be with people who get your style. Maybe other introverts or just open-minded souls. Step 3, set boundaries that open doors. Say, I want to see you, but I need to keep it short for today. Or I'm in hermit mode, but I care. Let's catch up soon. Step 4, build your own community. Find groups or friends with shared interests like book clubs, mastermind groups, creative circles, or online spaces. Look for opt-in, opt-out spaces where you can join when you want and leave when you need with no drama. Real life scripts. When your friend says you've been MIA, you can say, I've been refueling my introverted batteries, but I still love you. Here's the shift. When you stop apologizing for your style, you attract people who genuinely respect it. You build deep bonds without ever having to fake extroversion. Your connections become more loyal, authentic, and actually energizing because you're not drained by playing a role. So, in conclusion, next time you need a solo weekend or want to skip a crowded event, do it guilt-free. Introversion isn't a flaw. It's your compass for finding the people and spaces that bring out your best. If solitude is your sanctuary, but sometimes turns into loneliness, this guide was written for you. Inside my Emotional Mastery Guidebook, you'll find social energy maps, connection inventories, and real life scripts to help you build the kind of relationships you actually want without ever feeling fake or overwhelmed. Click the link in my description box below, and let's make your solo superpower work for you. So now I'm actually going to pull from my ebook, my Emotional Mastery Guidebook for Aquarians or INTJs. I was going to do short little videos here, but I'm wanting to do longer ones to break it down a little bit more. So, introversion isn't isolation. The Aquarius or INTJ paradox, craving space, needing connection. Aquarius or INTJs are often seen as lone wolves or islands, but introversion isn't the same as isolation. Your wiring, both cosmic and cognitive, means you require solitude to recharge, yet you're wired for meaningful connection on your own terms. The neuroscience of introversion, brain chemistry. Introverts' brains are more sensitive to dopamine, the reward neurotransmitter. Too much external stimulation, noise, crowds, surface conversation can easily overwhelm your system, leading to a desire for peace and withdrawal. I can't say this word, acetylcholine and thinking energy. Introverts favor, I'll call it ACE pathways, that's an easier way to say it, which are active during focused thinking, reflection, and calm. That's why deep conversation, solo work, or time in nature feels so restorative. Prefrontal cortex. INTJs and many Aquarians have higher activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for abstract thinking and planning. This supports your need for downtime to process complex ideas, notice patterns, and recharge your mental energy. Why solitude feels necessary. So, mental battery. You have a finite amount of social energy. Solitude recharges your cognitive battery, allowing your intuition and deep values through NI and FI and problem solving TE to work at their best. Pattern seeking. Alone time lets you reflect, connect the dots, and imagine new possibilities, thanks to NI and Uranus, the Aquarian influence. Protecting your nervous system. Too much social input can trigger the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode, leading to stress or shutdown. Gentle, intentional solitude activates the parasympathetic system, helping you recover and reset. The difference between introversion versus isolation. Introversion is a healthy preference for meaningful, low stimulation environments. It helps you process, create, and be authentic. Isolation is an unhealthy state where you disconnect even from those who support or understand you, often due to stress, exhaustion, or feeling misunderstood. Warning signs you're moving from introversion to isolation. Feeling apathetic or numb even after downtime, ignoring messages from your closest connections, losing interest in previously meaningful activities, and overanalyzing or ruminating without new insight. Actionable strategies, science, and self care. Schedule solo time as maintenance, not escape. Even 10 to 30 minutes daily can reset your brain chemistry. Seek quality, not quantity, in connections. One deep conversation is more nourishing than a day of small talk. Mix solitude with gentle sensory grounding. Walks, creative projects, or mindful routines activate both NI and SE and soothe the nervous system. Check in with your social needs. Use a connection inventory to monitor if you're thriving in solitude or sliding into isolation. In summary, science shows introversion is a built in, healthy way your Aquarian or INTJ nervous system resets, recharges, and unlocks creativity. Give yourself full permission for solo time, but keep one foot in the world. Your vision is needed there too. So, planetary influences. I absolutely love this ebook. There's so many beautiful pictures in here, as well as my key card that ties in astrology and psychology, so you can see with your own eyes how each of the four sections, how they combine together, like with NI hero, TE parent, FI child, SE inferior, there's Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. It's hard to remember all this information. So having a visual key card is is like amazing. I am so excited because I really don't. I only know of one other person on the internet that does this actually, and I can't remember what country they're from. I can't remember who it is, but props, because we've came to a lot of the same conclusions. It's amazing to know that that's a thing. All right, so planetary influences. We have Saturn, which represents boundaries and self-sufficiency. Saturn gifts you with strong internal walls. You protect your time, energy, and inner life, sometimes fiercely. This isn't about shutting people out, but about conserving your resources for what and who actually really matters. Uranus represents individualism. Uranus infuses you with the need to stand apart and think for yourself. You're allergic to conformity and shallow groupthink. This makes forced socializing draining, but also primes you to seek out unique, kindred spirits. I shut the big bay door. I'm in a huge shed. I shut the door, but I still have moths that are attracted to the lights in here. I do apologize. So I was like halfway kind of like outside, but I shut the door and I'm still having the moths flying around. So anywho, just letting you know what's happening. Oh my goodness. I need to let him out. Anywho, so the 11th house represents friends, groups, and community. Aquarius rules the 11th house. You're naturally drawn to groups that share your values, vision, or mission, even if you participate in your own quirky way. So Aquarians definitely are fixed modality in astrology. So they're fixated, and then air is thinking and communication. So they're fixated on their own way of thinking and communicating, and that is definitely what makes them unique. Yeah, I am very it's such like the Saturn and the Uranus in the ruling position for Aquarius, like says it all almost. There's like I'm very open-minded, but also very fixed in my thinking. And like I've studied so much, I'm open to people, telling me their perspective and how they think and why, and give me the scientific data, all that. Like I'm so open to that, but change my mind. Change my mind, I dare you, because I've already studied into it, looked into it. It's a weird, quirky thing for Aquarians, that's for sure. All right. What is that? A paradox? Yes, full of it. All right. So, cognitive functions, we're moving into the psychological portion of introversion. So, introverted intuition in the hero position, your mind needs uninterrupted space to wander, reflect, and connect the cosmic dots. You gain energy and clarity from alone time. Introverted feeling, FI, your internal values and emotions are private. Authentic connections are rare but run deep. Superficial chit chat drains you, but a real soul level conversation is energizing. I cannot do small talk. I need to practice small talk. I suck at it. I would rather not speak. Like, I would rather listen and sit back and be in my own head than engage in small talk. I don't know. It's a problem. Extroverted thinking. When you do engage with others, it's often with purpose to collaborate, solve problems, or build something bigger than yourself. An extroverted sensing, occasional sensory engagement, shared experiences, adventures can ground you and refresh your social energy, especially when intentionally and in moderation. The difference between alone versus lonely. Introversion is your energy management system. It's how you process the world and protect your creative and emotional reserves. Isolation happens when your need for solitude turns into avoidance, withdrawal, or even disconnection from your support group. Connect on your own terms. With the right people or purpose, you feel both free and connected. No need to compromise your individuality. So then we go into worksheets, mapping your social energy, solitude check-in. Part 2, social connection inventory, prompts. This is the journal portion. Part 3, warning signs of isolation. What are your yellow flags that you're veering into unhealthy withdrawal, not just introversion? Part 4, ritual for healthy connection. It gives examples. It prompts you to write your own plan. And let's see. What else do we have? Why you need more solo time. So recharge, don't retreat. Being around people, even those you love, drains your battery faster than being alone. Alone time isn't about escaping, it's about recharging so you can show up as your best self. Processing happens solo. Aquarians or INTJs often process emotions, ideas, and even social moments after the fact, not in real time. Quiet moments give you space to catch up with yourself. Now, here's another little quirky thing. Like, if you ask an Aquarius a question, it normally takes them a minute to respond. We don't just pop off at the mouth. Like, we tend to need time to, like, even if it's like a serious big question, we're going to need a day or two to really think on it. Don't expect us to just blah, like vomit and be like, yeah, this is what it is. It's more like I need time and space to think about it. I'm not going to get caught up in my emotions. A lot of people, like, they're so caught up in their emotions in the moment and they just say things, especially Sagittarius. I've noticed that, like, you can never take back what you say, and Aquarians are so aware of how powerful words are, and that emotions are like clouds in the sky that come and go. And I'm not just going to answer you based on how I feel in the moment. I'm going to take time to reflect and intellectualize, and that takes time. So yeah, just it's okay to take time to respond as well. It's like, why does everyone expect an emotional response immediately? It's just, I don't know. Is that really authentic? I don't know. We're not just emotional beings, you know? It goes a little deeper than that. But anywho. So you crave, where was I? You crave depth over quantity. You'd rather have one great conversation or project than 10 shallow ones. So yeah, shallowness. Surface socializing is exhausting, and depth energizes you. So yeah, I kind of see like people emotionally popping off in the moment as shallow, to be honest. Social pressure versus personal rhythm. The world often rewards extroverted behaviors, big groups, constant updates, and busy calendars. But Aquarian or INTJ types thrive on a different rhythm: short, intense connections followed by retreat, parallel play, doing your own thing near someone else, digital text-based bonding, long solo blocks to dream, plan, or decompress. There are more worksheets. Map your ideal week, sketch list or schedule, reflection prompts. Okay, connection inventory. Let me see what my next video is. I don't want to get too far. I think connection inventory. Yes. Okay. So this is also part of. Let me make sure I'm not getting into the next video. This is a 256-page ebook, and I am so proud of it. It's so in-depth. So I'm getting into how to respond to red flags. I think I might save that for the next video. So the connection inventory, I will probably get into this in the next video or the one after that. The next video is about building deep bonds without losing yourself. So that does get into boundaries, red flags, how to respond to those things, what triggers you, dealing with emotional triggers. And yeah, okay, so the next video is about building deep bonds without losing yourself. Video 6. Video 7 is about emotional regulation. 8, dealing with emotional triggers without self-sabotage. Video 9, finding and keeping purpose with nothing when nothing feels real. And video 10, balancing business goals and personal life without melting down. And then the last one is rewiring for sustainable emotional health and success. So we're almost at 30 minutes. I think I broke down introversion pretty deeply here. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment below your own personal life experiences, how you deal with being introverted in an extroverted world. I am definitely a hermit myself. I totally understand. So, yeah, feel free to comment. Feel free to check out my ebook below, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time.